And well. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ivy. I'm just going to cut to the chase and dive right into the video. By the title of this video, this is a personal review of the things that I liked and really loved actually in 2019. They aren't things that were made exclusively in 2019. They're just things that I discovered personally or were introduced to me. Also, ignore my clock. It gets stuck on the same exact time religiously. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the clock is cursed. I keep changing the battery, so at this point I know it's not the batteries, because how much energy does an analog clock take? But I'm just gonna leave it the way it is right now. So if you notice that it doesn't change, yeah, that's why. The first thing that I really loved is a item that was a gift to me from my boyfriend's mother. It is a wax warmer. Obviously wax warmers have been around for a minute now. Yeah, I was just introduced to it. So this particular wax warmer came with 4 scents. If you don't know how a wax warmer works, it's pretty straightforward. You literally just take the wax out of the container, put it into the little melting pot, and usually there's like a little light bulb, low watt, underneath this little mixing pot and melting pot, and it emits fumes. And the wax never decreases or anything like that. Like, it's not like a candle where you're burning it and so the wax gradually goes away. And when you want to change it, you just let the wax melt and you pour it back into the container. All of these particular scents smell great. I'm honestly obsessed with it. And like, my room isn't huge, so it works really well in kind of spreading out the fumes. It's not a very big wax warmer, so obviously, like, it'll work in open spaces, but it works best if you have a more closed, confined in space, and they last a really long time. Since these are the ones that are made specifically for this wax warmer, it's, I don't know if the brand is called Scentsy, or yeah, I think it's a Scentsy Wax Warmer. So this isn't too messy at all, and I wanted to point that out because I started going crazy with the amount of wax that I put inside of this wax warmer. I buy just wax. You can literally use any brand of wax that you want. This particular brand that I use is a bit messy, as you can see, but it smells really good. And it's really great because I currently live in a house with smokers, like smoking cigarettes, and it's a really unpleasant habit to, how do I want to say this? It's really annoying to live in a house with smokers and you being yourself not a smoker. English, Ivy. And I'm constantly having to block that out because I just don't want to walk around smelling like cigarettes. So being in my room, I get to have my room smell like whatever I want. Currently melting, warming is lemon sconeberry, and I honestly want to eat the wax because the smell is so realistic. So that is my Scentsy Wax Warmer, and now I'm like recommending it to everyone who doesn't have a wax warmer. Like, get you a wax warmer. Also may have noticed my room is a bit different, and that is because I switched rooms and I just wanted something a little bit more sophisticated. I just added this to my favorites list. So I have sun catchers in my room, and now that it's the winter time, there's not a lot of sunlight coming through, but when the sun does hit these sun catchers, it lights up my room, obviously, and I just really love it. Like, it's gorgeous when the sun is setting, which is really the only time that the sun hits these sun catchers, and it just adds a sense of serenity. Sometimes they like hit my crystals, like the light will hit the crystals and kind of turn them rainbow colors. My next favorite is also a gift from my boyfriend's mother, and it's like this hoodie blanket thing. I don't remember where she got it from, but you can pretty much just Google it. But I am a person who is always cold. I'm not anemic or anything, but I'm literally always cold, and I honestly would wear this year round. I'm pretty sure I did do that. And it has like a little button, and when I button it up, I kind of feel like I'm Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, or that I'm living in Winterfell. It's great, and it's cozy, and it's a snow leopard. Yay, we love it. I get to curl up with it when I just need a nap, which is honestly all the time, and it covers my legs and my feet, sort of, if I like crunch together. The hood is massive, so if I don't want to be disturbed, I can pull this completely over my eyes and like block out the sun. I wish it had pockets, but the fact that it is so, I don't know, like long, it comes down to my feet. Y'all don't need to see my ankles or nothing like that, but I like it a lot, and I think it's super cute. And they also come in different animals. I think they had like teddy bears, maybe pandas, and I would be caught in the dead of summer wearing this because, like I said, just I get cold. Now I would like to move on to my favorite books of 2019. I'm going to keep it at a minimum of 3 because I could go on and on about books. The first one that I want to talk about is called The Confident Woman Devotional, and it's by Joyce Meyer. It has 365 devotionals for women, and it's basically to kind of not only just get you through the day, but instill self-confidence about yourself, have you reflect on yourself, just things about your life, how to be grateful, how to proceed basically in life. It starts each devotional with a scripture, and I'm not Christian, but I am religious. Like, my religion isn't affiliated with Christianity. That's a whole other like can of worms, but we still read the Bible. And it starts off, like I said, with a scripture, and then the devotional kind of reflects on that scripture. This is my first time reading a book like this, actually, and I just love that there's a devotional for literally every day of the year. I'm not always the best at reading them every day, just because I kind of get busy or I'll forget that it's on my bookshelf. But when I have days where I'm just really feeling down, or I need an extra boost of confidence, I will crack this book open, and I highly recommend it. Even if you're not like a religious person, like, you can still get something from the scriptures. You can still get something from the message. I try to see the silver lining and everything, and I still try to take something from these devotionals. The next book that I would like to recommend is Emotional Intelligence by Dr. David Walton. So I was actually recommended this book by my psychiatrist a year ago, like in 2018. It's 2020 now, but a full year hasn't passed yet, so I'm still kind of in the mindset that we're in 2019. Basically, it is a book that is to help you become more aware about your emotional intelligence. It asks you questionnaires, it kind of quizzes you, it tests you, or rather it encourages you to test yourself, making it very interactive and engaging. One of the very first quizzes / tests / questionnaires that it asks you is kind of to measure your own emotional intelligence, and it kind of tells you based off of your score, like, where you are in your emotional intelligence, like your childhood, your past, your present, what you think you are gonna be in the future, how do you think about yourself, how do you think about others, what do your friends think about you. Just a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of it, and it's kind of uncomfortable to read, at least for me, because it asks such deep questions, and questions that I've never been asked before, or really kind of don't want to be asked, but I needed it. So this book combined with the daily devotional are just things that have kind of just helped me mature and self-reflect and think more intuitively about myself. Like, Before, I would have certain emotions and I really wouldn't know where they came from or how to deal with them. But with this book, it kind of gives an inkling of like, hey, if you're feeling this way, it's probably because of X, Y, and Z. It's not the end all be all book, but it can kind of give you a start of how to open up with yourself and others. Yeah. So finally, the last book that I'm going to talk about is a book by Stephen King, which is one of my favorite authors. It is very well used and worn. I got this book back in 2017. It was my sophomore year of college and I was taking an education class, and she took us to a book bank to literally have us pick up books, and they were free books that we could pick out as many as we wanted. And it was anywho, you could pick out as many books as you wanted, and I chose Stephen King, and it is called Needful Things. I never saw the movie, but it's beautifully paced if you are into horror, and it's honestly so creepy in its own way. If anyone else is a horror fan out there, I highly recommend it. It takes place in, I read it a while ago. It takes place in this town, a very small town. There's this man that moves in and he opens up a shop that seems to have anything that you want. Like whatever your deepest desire is, somehow this shop has it. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is, y'all may laugh, but it's actually edge control. This particular edge control was kind of groundbreaking for me, and I don't know why I hadn't like used it before. Like when I tell y'all, my edges are so uncooperative. Like nothing worked for my edges. Not Jam, not Eco Styler, just whatever other edge control there was out there. My edges were like, no, it's above me. We're not gonna stay put. We're not gonna stay put. We're not gonna do what you want us to do. We're just not gonna do it. But when I bought this, for whatever reason, my edges seemed to like it, and they were like, okay, I guess we'll kind of stay down. I will say my edges have their moments, and they just still won't cooperate even when using this. I was using like a Gorilla Snot, which was working for a bit and then it wasn't, but I still use it anyway. And it's great for the summer when the humidity is high here in Maryland and you know, my edges just want to wild out. But the Gorilla Snot is kind of messy and really sticky, but this is just kind of like, I don't have to use a lot, a little goes a long way. Like I'm not super fancy with my edges at all because there's no point. Like there's no point. I can do the swoop if I wanted to, but it's just gonna revert back at some point. So I just kind of try and keep it simple with my edges for now. I really wish I was like some edge god or something, and y'all get fancy with y'all edges, and I can't. I guarantee you it's a challenge to do my edges. Like it's just. But anywho, that is one of my favorites, and I think that's gonna conclude this video. I'm starving and my battery is dying, so I'm gonna take that as a sign to leave. Oh, as I'm literally looking, I have like a little dresser here. I lied. I said the last thing was going to be this edge control as my favorites, but that's not the case. I purchased this body scrub. Now, I like a good body scrub, but I don't buy them too often because my skin is very sensitive. Very sensitive, and I'm always apprehensive about scented and fragranced items because I don't want to break out. Like, I already have eczema and acne. I don't need anything else triggering that. But this body scrub, not only does it smell good, it exfoliates the skin, it leaves your skin very soft. It smells so good. So what I do, I'll just put it on after I wash, and then I'll just kind of rinse it off, and I'll get in bed and like I'll just kind of like sit there in bed rubbing my legs together because they're so soft after this. And it's not too harsh at all. Like some scrubs exfoliate a little too much, and then you're just sitting there feeling raw and dry, and it kind of seals the moisture back into my skin. And if you know me, you know a girl gets dry. Like no matter how much lotion that I put on in the winter time, my skin just kind of feels like burlap, and that's not cute. So I'm really grateful for this. So yeah, it says it's made with natural essential oils, and I was also apprehensive about the oils because again, I have acne on my body, and like I don't want my pores to be clogged, but haven't had any issues with it. So if you're looking for a body scrub, not sponsored, but you should check out this.